It is official. Baylor men's basketball did lose their first player to the transfer portal. It's a name that y'all would recognize. It's a mid-season addition. I apologize for looking it down because I cannot memorize all this stuff. Yes, it is James Nnaji. Same feet, 250 pounds. At center, he would be a sophomore next year. And I know there was some controversy about him. He never signed an NBA contract at the very end of the day. Yes, he played in the summer league, but never signed a contract, despite being drafted, and most of his production was overseas. Just to make that clear. And another thing to make it clear, it was a bust of a move when I see one. I mean, look at the production. Seriously. And I didn't realize when Baylor first got him, he hadn't played 5-on-5 basketball in months due to injury and recovering from injury. So it's kind of on the staff for not realizing that situation enough. I'm just saying. He did play in 18 games this year, in 8.2 minutes per game. He did the following, like 1.4 points per game, 2.1 rebounds per game. 2.2 assists per game, 0.4 turnovers per game, 0.3 blocks per game, 0.3 steals per game, 0.9 fouls per game. He did shoot 69.2% from the floor, but that was on 13 attempts. 57.1% on free throws, but that's on 14 attempts, and no threes attempted, by the way. I do wish him good luck where he goes next. I do. And I can't be shocked by this. He hardly played, and it was a good reason. He wasn't ready to play because he was recovering from injury. And he was just not as polished that we thought anyway. And this was a guy that I thought he could be much better. I mean, like 6 points and 6 rebounds per game. Or better than that. Clearly, that was not the case. So, we definitely know, for sure, 5 players are going to be gone from this year's roster. And granted, I know this Cam Carr, if he's projected in the top 20, he's probably going to be gone. Same thing goes for Tunde Yesufu. And even if Tunde Yesufu is not in the top 20, I don't want Baylor to overspend so much because there are other needs on the roster. I'm just going to say that right now. And let the other teams spend way too much. Because the last thing you want to have is bad roster construction again. Similar to 2 years ago when Baylor got No Chad O'Meara, VJ Edgecombe, and Jeremy Roach. You didn't have enough depth. I'm just saying. Obviously, I know there's Jocelyn Bodo, and we could have restructured his contract NIL-wise because of the injury, and hopefully he does stay. It would be a kick in the stomach, figuratively speaking, if Mayo Soyoye decides to enter the transfer portal. After all, he redshirted, and we agreed with him and all the people representing him that, hey, redshirting is a good thing for him instead of rushing him. And clearly he would have been more ready to play than James Nnaji would have. I'm just going to say that right now. And it kind of would be the same thing for Michael Perez when he didn't even play this past year due to torn ACM recovering. I'm just saying that right now. Kind of same thing for Andre Iguodala II. I'm being real, and I know there's Elijah Williams coming in, and we know Isaac Williams is going to come back. And obviously there's J.J. White. He played in 4 games, and we'll have to wait and see if he really comes back, because if he does come back, he could be in a rotation. I'm not saying starter, but rotation. So there's going to be a lot of like roster fixing here, or some of it, at least. And there's going to be some staff changes. At least one staff member, possibly more. And sure, you could have all the NIL money you want. And Baylor needs to get better in that compared to this past year. But it's how you spend the money is more important. You don't want to overspend so much money on certain guys that didn't live up to expectations. I mean, look at the last 2 years. I mean, Michael Ratai was not as good as we thought he would be. And same thing kind of goes for Obi Agbim, but I think he was more out of position. I do. So, and I know there's like James Goodish and Will Kirkendall as well as kind of walk-on types. We'll have to wait and see on them. Just a heads up on the James Nnaji thing. Like I said, I wish him good luck where he goes next. I know it didn't work out at Baylor that you wanted to. Maybe it'll work out somewhere else. It's just you got to get healthy and first. And I would advise Baylor to not overspend on guys necessarily. So anyways, if you like this content, hit the like, subscribe button. See you guys later on the road. 8 unscribed scores, ultimate goals, Dallas more. Some of my this course like video. Comment video really helps you to background. Some more people see sharing the video does help as well. Some more people could watch, and if you're watching and not subscribed, hit subscribe button. It's free. Hit the notification bell as well. And you gotta remember too, Michigan last night had all transfers, yet they won in terms of starters, and yet they won the national title last night, and then the first team to do it. So I'm not saying that Baylor could do it. It's just they're going to win the national title or anything. I'm just stating that as a fact. So hopefully next year will be better than this year. And part of it depends on returning production, for one. And two, you got to get impact transfers coming in without overspending. And you don't want to underspend either, but at the same time, you got to be realistic and think about there's more needs than just one hole. It's multiple. Whether it's starters or bench players, it doesn't really matter. Because at the very end of the day, you've got to have the depth to withstand injuries. And the deeper teams, anyway, have a better shot at winning games than teams with not a lot of depth in general. So, just my thoughts there.